What's good, y'all? Welcome to my first impressions for Lanterns. Just finished the first episode, man. And man, what a first episode, man. This was fucking amazing. As you guys know, Lanterns, outside of obviously Brave and the Bold and Superman, Lanterns was probably my most anticipated project from that initial wave from Gods and Monsters that James Gunn announced it a few years ago. Though since then, a good number of them have gotten canceled, which sucks, but oh well. Anyway, so yeah, Lanterns was probably my most anticipated one outside the two big ones for Superman and Batman. Mostly because, as you guys know, I love me some Green Lanterns, man. I've always thought the Green Lanterns were cool. I was waiting with bated breath for them to in the DCEU. They obviously never did. We got like one brief glimpse of them in Justice League, man. You know, Jon Stewart was originally going to be in the Snyder Cut, but for one reason, DC told him no, so they switched it to Martian Manhunter. But yeah, I've loved Lanterns, man. I always thought the Green Lanterns were cool. You know, you guys know that I loved the Green Lantern movie back in 2011 when I was a kid. I haven't seen it in years since then, but I did love the movie when I was a kid growing up. I love the first animated direct-to-DVD movie, which I think was called like First Frontier, First Light, something like that. I love that movie, and, you know, always enjoyed when it made a handful of appearances in the DC AMU. So this one was supposed to because I was like, finally, Lanterns in something! Because I love me some Green Lanterns, and I've never really delved in the cartoons much, but I was like, finally, some Lanterns, finally. The Green Lanterns are back. So, yeah, and this first episode did not just win. This first episode was fucking brilliant, man. This was an incredible first episode, man. So further ado, let's jump right to the show stars Kyle Chandler, Aaron Pierce, Ulrich Thompson, Nathan Fillion, Kyle McDonald. The naming of the spelling of it was throwing me off, and many more. And the plot of Lanterns is follows new recruit Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. These two intergalactic cops are drawn to a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. So let's talk. The cast overall is fantastic, man. Now, as you guys know, I love me some Green Lanterns, but I'm very experienced. Like I said, the only experience I have with Lanterns is the 2011 movie with Ryan Reynolds. The first of the DC anime, the first DC direct-to-DVD movie they did of that, like First Frontier, whatever it's called. Obviously, his appearance in the DC AMU, and little bits and pieces of the cartoon with Jon Stewart, man. So, I'm basically going this kind of blind. I've never read a Green Lantern comic before, though I do want to read Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run eventually, because I've heard great things about it, and it looks really cool. I would like to read it one day. Anyway, so I'm kind of going in this blind, man, but from what I saw, man, Kyle and Aaron are brilliant. Now, like I said, I am no expert on Green Lantern, so I'm not, but Hal seemed like very different in this show compared to, like I said, what I've seen him in previously from, you know, from the 2011 movie, as well as the his animated appearances, man. Jon Stewart was about where I remember him being in the cartoon back in the 2000s, man. But bro, Hal, but I think between the two, Kyle was probably my favorite, man. He is so much fun in this movie as he's just fucking around with John, and it's all pretty fun. He's brilliant in the role, man. I love him. Aaron is great as well, man. Just also, by the way, is John actually like a vegan? Like I saw somewhere, because they mentioned he was eating like tofu steaks or something during this episode or something. I read somewhere in a tweet that he was like vegan. Is that like a thing with John? Like, is he actually a vegan? Is that like a newer thing, or is it or is Aaron Pierce a vegan? So they made Jon Stewart a vegan. I'm like genuinely curious, because that kind of surprised me that he was a vegan. I did not know that, and I'm curious to see if that's already something that's like pre-existing or not. But yeah, the cast, man, these two are great. The other characters we see are also pretty good, man. I will say the two strongest points, well, probably the strongest point of this first episode for me is the screenplay, man. The dialogue of this film is brilliant. I love the banter between John and Hal Jordan, man. It's amazing, man. So many great lines, man. Actually, I think I tweeted one of them when I was watching the episode. That was just an absolute bar. Let me see if I can find the tweet. That is, oh yeah, right. Like there's this one where he's interrogating an alien, and this takes place, and surprises actually takes place in 2016, which kind of surprised me. But he's interrogating this alien to figure out if he's actually an alien or not. He asks him about Obama. Mind you, this is in 2016. This takes place in Nebraska, and he says he's like the 46th president of the U.S. or whatever his number was, and he says, "You are from Nebraska, about Barack Obama. That is the breadth of your opinion." And then the dude finally slips, man. But I'm like, there are so many great lines in this one, and just like I said, the banter between John and Hal is brilliant, man. The screenplay for this film is the screenplay for this episode is brilliant. As you guys know, the show is like heavily inspired by like Great Detective or True Detective, whatever that show is called. Never watched. I think my dad probably watched. I think we might actually have one like the first season on Blu-ray or something. I never watched it, but obviously I've heard of it. And if this is what True Detective's like, shit, I might actually have to watch that show, man, because this was fucking awesome. But yeah, the edit is also really tight as well, man. I really like the editing in this episode, man. Particularly for the one part where where John is chasing after the alien at the football game. I thought that whole sequence, that chasing, was edited pretty well, man. So the edit I don't know why I keep saying film, for this episode, man, was brilliant. I love it. Yeah, those were my two favorite problems. The highlights of the episode for me was the screenplay and the editing for me. One thing I also did love about this episode is like when we actually see John starting to piece together the crime scene. I love the way that was shown off, showing us like how it kind of came about while we have his narration. I love that kind of shit in like detective stories and whatnot, man. I always love that shit, man. So I hope that kind of sticks around later on in the show, man. I don't know if this is going to go over multiple cases or just this one murder they're going to be trying to solve throughout the entire show, but either way, man, it was really fucking cool. Hopefully we get more scenes like that in the rest of the series. Awesome stuff, man. In terms of like, for my process for this episode, one, the intro is title only, which you guys know I hate. I hate those types of intros, man, but what can you do in today's day and age? That's kind of par for the course, which is weird, because HBO has always been pretty good with their shows to give their shows like legit intros. So it's a bit weird that for Lanterns, they're like, fuck you, title only. I don't know. I would have liked a proper intro, but that's just me, man. So there's that. One, yes, I will agree that the flying looks weird without any like green like outline or anything like for the construct. No, the constructs themselves, I forgot to mention that just right. That's what I forgot to mention earlier. I was like, what else before I went to the negatives? The constructs, excuse me, look really good, man. I really like the look of them, man. And so they look good, but I do wish for the one like Hal is flying, which we see in the first episode, which is in the trailers, they put some like green outline or something, because it does look weird when you just see him flying and there's no like green outline or something as he's flying. I will say it does look a bit weird, man. I do agree with that. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my reaction to the trailers. I'm not sold on the suit. I don't know, the suit just does not look good to me. To be fair, I don't think we've gotten a full, like, look at the suit. We've only seen, like, the top part of it, man, but it being mostly black instead of green and just the materials it's made out of, man, it's just not vibing me, man. I honestly kind of prefer the look of the 2011 movie, man, if I'm being honest, those things, man. Like, I'm sure that's probably blasphemous to say, because, you know, they're fully CG and everything, man, but, like, I don't know. I think they looked a little bit better, closer to what I expect the Green Lantern to wear compared to what they were here. Now, like I said, maybe later on when we get a full suit, my opinion might change, or I don't know, they update the suit in the last episode, when John finally gets his Green Lantern outfit, I don't know. So I'm sure they'll probably touch it up, maybe eventually then it'll probably be a bit better, but from what we've seen so far, man, I don't know, man. I'm not vibing with the suit. That's just me personally, and so far, I'm just not vibing with the suit. But yeah, man, that's about everything I got for you guys today. I'm not gonna do spoilers, because there was a big revelation in the last episode, man, but I don't really have much other to say other than that, man. We'll talk more about that in the full season or a series review. I don't know if this is end up going to be like a show that gets multiple seasons or just gets one and done. I'm not sure. We'll talk about it there, man, because there wasn't really anything else I really want to talk about that spoilery from this episode. But yeah, this episode was a lot of fun, man. Hal was easily the best part, man. He stole the show, man. John is really cool, man. I'm really excited to see more of him. But yeah, man, I'm just happy the Green Lanterns are finally back, man. It took over a decade for the Green Lanterns to get something substantial again. I know there was like some canceled like TV shows or something that DC tried to get off the ground, but nothing was working. But finally, the Lanterns are back. Finally, we have Green Lanterns, and I am very happy that I can finally watch Green Lanterns again in something. Because I've been waiting for the Green Lanterns to return pretty much since the movie came out, man. And it turned me into a Green Lantern fan. But yeah, man. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did. Oh, forgot my final verdict. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm gonna give you the first episode 9.5 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like, if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me if you feel like it. Links are below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.